Wake up, wake up. Get your coffee?
I got it.
All right. No Dunkin', huh? You just got that Starbucks stuff.
Yeah, it's just convenient now. It's like
You
a
don't have
McDonald's.
Dunkin'. Is there Dunkin' out there?
It's hilarious because Dunkin' Donuts, like there's only a couple of them out here.
Yeah.
Well, there's probably more than a couple, but like when they first open up, there's like lines. Like it's some
Oh, really?
and like there's lines to go into Dunkin' Donuts. It's like what?
Because they have donuts?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Starbucks has them too,
kind
don't
of,
they?
no, not really.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah.
don't even go in there for that. I do like the mobile app and I order it and I go in and pick it up and leave.
Awesome.
Um, yeah,
Um,
but if I had something more convenient, I would do it.
yeah, man. I use the Apple Watch to just scan it, the barcode on the watch, and pay Apple Pay.
Dude, no, I order it from my house and I go and just
I
go
know,
get
I
it.
know. All right, so exciting stuff this week. We're still testing the ESG510 gateway, which
Yeah,
people really want to get in their hands, and it's getting closer.
yeah,
It's working really good. I know we talked last week. Performance on it's great. Like I'm still getting 1.4 gigabits to the internet. So I'm pretty happy with
yeah.
that. It's the
That's pretty
fastest
nice.
router I've ever had. Put it that way.
You did say, and you choose how much you want to talk about this, but you did say that on the ECW 336, the 5 gigahertz really performs well.
Yeah, yeah. So I since I got the ECW 336 installed, I've just been testing the Wi-Fi 6E 6 gigahertz. Right. I almost never even connected to the 5 gigahertz because I was too excited
Yeah,
about that. Right. So, I just connected my phone up to the 5 gigahertz interface on the ECW 336, and I ripped off a couple speed tests like 784 meg down. Pretty good.
yeah,
That's probably the
that's
best
pretty
I've
awesome.
seen on any Wi-Fi 5 access point on a speed test.
Like a more dedicated, you mean another Wi-Fi 6?
Yeah, I'm sorry,
Uh,
Wi-Fi 6 on a Wi-Fi 6 5 gigahertz, right?
yeah, yeah, access point. Yep,
Yes, because I've
and
had.
even better than 11 AC.
Oh
So
yeah, way better than 11 AC. I mean, you'd probably see half of that. You'd probably see about 400 on 11 AC
yeah,
Wave 2. But 800 meg on the Wi-Fi 6 side, 5 gigahertz. That's pretty decent too, right? So
yeah,
and it all has to do with that gateway and my internet connections like over a gig now. Everything's multi-gig back to the access points, right?
right. Yep.
So anyhow, so I've been testing the site-to-site VPN features of the ESG510. Now, it's super easy to configure. I'll go ahead
You
and
gonna share your
I'm gonna
screen?
share my screen. Yeah, I don't know if you're watching the stream, but you can see what I'm looking at here. But I'm gonna show the gateway. I'm on your network actually. I'm gonna show your gateway. Um,
Yeah. Now my
and
setup, I literally did. I set up a gateway and an AP, right?
yeah,
And I put, so, I have my organization, you have your organization, but I set my network up under your organization, right?
right.
So under your organization, you have your household, right? It's your house network. And I put my network in there because I have access to your org. And I set up my network. And then I just threw the gateway in there and an ECW 336.
Yeah.
So we're under the same in cloud. We're under the same org, but I'm in California. You're in Connecticut.
And it doesn't have to be on the same org. You could have different orgs with their gateway set up and have them still site-to-site VPN.
Yeah, you can still do that, but the very easy click, you have to have it under the same
Oh,
org.
you do? Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
you do.
So
You
I'm
do.
showing the settings right now for your gateway, and so it's set to hub and spoke
Yep.
and automatic NAT traversal, and that's pretty much all you have to do, right? And you have to allow which network you want to share.
Yeah, and I'm double netted, so I'm behind another router, right?
And it still worked no problem. You know,
Man, I was surprised how easy. I literally just turned it on. I just clicked
yeah. Now,
and waited and saw that I was connected. We were connected. My gateway is connected to your or it's VPN. It's doing a VPN to your gateway.
Yeah, so I'm going to show like your gateway right now. Um, Details on
Now,
your
when you say
gateway.
you're going to show my gateway, can you kind of explain what you're doing there?
Yeah, so I'm showing it in the cloud right now that you have your gateway. This one's in California. Now, site-to-site VPN's configured, so I can see basically the IP addresses of your gateway and of your access points, right? So if I go now and look at your gateway, I can pull it up with the local IP address on your network, right? That's what I'm showing right now. So this is a local interface to the gateway. You won't really use that much. It's just for troubleshooting, really.
Yeah.
But so I'm able to, from Connecticut, we have the site-to-site VPN set up, and I'm able to pull up your gateway and show it remotely. So that's awesome. That was like 2 clicks just to set it up.
Yeah, super easy.
And I can also show, if I go back to the cloud, I'll show like your access points. So you have a 336 in there, and you can see local IP is 66.4. So if I pull that up, I load up your local interface, your access point too.
And I have 2 VLANs set up.
Yep.
And I'm running, I'm running my PSK with 2 VLANs. Yeah.
Remotely.
And we should try to do that too.
Yeah, we'll do that. So yeah, basically if you allow it, you have to allow access to that local network in the cloud, right? So you have to say which networks are connected to the VPN. So if I connect to my local network, so you can see it on a site-to-site VPN. But you could have a separate network that you want to share with the VPN, right? Like a different, one of your networks, one of your LANs that you can share.
Yeah, I mean, when I first set this up, I only allowed the like a particular interface.
Right.
Can't remember which one. And then so I can VPN, I can have our devices or our gateways VPN with one another, but you only have visibility to that interface that I allow you.
Right.
Now I can enable it all. I think for our test, I did both. I enabled it all, and you could see like all the devices at that point because my APs are on a different subnet or on a different network versus like my client devices and stuff. So,
right.
Yeah, so you had the visibility to the whole thing.
So site to site's really easy to set up. Just like a couple clicks there, and if you're on Pro, it automatically NAT traverses the NAT. Otherwise, you have to manually set that in there. You want to say anything about that?
Well, yeah. I mean, in the cases of having a double NAT network, that's where you use that.
Yeah.
And so did I have to turn that on? I think I did.
It was on, yeah.
Yeah, I think I can't remember if it was on by default or not, but I turned it on, and actually I think it was already on, I believe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had no issues setting that up. It was literally I just slid the little radio button over, and that was pretty much it. Now, you could go, Jeff, if you still have the screen shared, go to the manage area and then go to VPN status and then go to map.
Let's see. I see site-to-site VPN under manage.
Under manage, go to VPN status.
I gotcha. Okay, I'll share that. Hang on, I'll turn this screen back on. Yeah, so if we look at the VPN under status, you can see that your gateway is connected to my internet gateway here.
Now, are you looking at the map view or the VPN?
I'm looking at the VPN view. I can do the map view. Let's see. Did you set it up? Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah. Are you?
Yeah.
Should be on mine.
Yeah, I'm on yours. We can see the map.
Yeah.
So did you do that, or did it automatically know because of the location?
No, I actually did that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's awesome. So yeah, you can see that our site to site is like as far as possible, basically across the country, right? And it's still working perfectly now.
Yeah.
So the other thing I wanted to show while I'm in here, I'm going to go back to my network, and I'm going to show, let's see, gateway, client VPN. So the next thing I tested was client VPN. Now I'm showing the settings for client VPN, and again, super easy to do. just turn on the VPN slider. It defaults to IPsec. And you give a client subnet, which I put in as a 10.1.1.0/24, and then a pre-shared key. And that's pretty much it. Now, you have to add a user. You add a user under the cloud also, VPN users. They're separate from the other users.
Yep.
Once you do that, then I connected with the iOS client, and it connected immediately. So both, I tried it both on cellular and on Wi-Fi, and it worked. You can see VPN's on. So it connects instantly, and if we looked in the log after a minute or so, it would show up in there too. So I'm still testing that out, but awesome. So you can connect two sites, and then you could have all your users, that are off, maybe using public Wi-Fi or whatever. You could have them on VPN also.
Yeah. Yeah, and we kind of see the client VPN and the site-to-site VPN. Like, if you're a corporation and you have remote users work from home, you could easily deploy these gateways in those remote homes, as an example, or extend like other remote business units. You could do it there as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a very simple setup.
Yeah, like insurance companies that have little offices that they want to all keep under the same umbrella, like really easy. You can just send a gateway and an access point out.
That's interesting you brought that up, because
yeah.
we did run into a case where it was a large insurance company, and they had agents worldwide, and they were working from home. And so they wanted access. They wanted to provide an access point and a gateway.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a perfect setup because the gateway actually offers PoE plus.
Yeah.
So you can power up an access point from the gateway itself. You just have to run an Ethernet cable.
Yeah, exactly what I had set up here.
Yep.
So it's perfect for a small office in that way, and it's totally controlled by the administrators. So it's not like your kids can get on it or anything. They they can set it up with whatever security they want and have it separate from that person's home network.
Yep. And then also the IT admin for the the corporation, they can actually log into the devices that are located, at that location, that remote location.
Yeah.
So
and the way you have it set up, like let's say the person, it was at someone's home and they already had internet set up with a router from the ISP or whatever. They didn't want to touch that. They could just plug this into a port on that router, plug the gateway into a port on a router, plug the access point into the gateway, and then you'd have a whole separate secure network.
Oh yeah, heck yeah.
Yeah, that's the main point there.
Yep.
So yeah, awesome. So it's all working good. I'm gonna test some more. I'm gonna test over on the Windows side now, and we'll see what happens there.
Great.
All right, Brian. Anything else you want to talk about this week?
No, I don't think so.
All right, wake up. Have a good weekend, everybody, and these ESG510s will be available really soon, I think, because they're working great, and